What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. And today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of reveals that have, just kind of graced their way upon us in the community into the new set moving forward, which is basically like Assault of the Saiyans Part 2. But before we get started, I want you guys to check out the LinkTree in the description box down below. It's going to take you to our affiliate codes for your playmat and for Loot Crate respectively. If you're into custom sleeves, playmats, and even custom foil playmats, feel free to use our code at checkout for 10% off your order. And if you're into mystery box subscriptions on a monthly basis, there's lots of different options for you to choose from. Check out Loot Crate so you can save 15% off your monthly subscription. With that being said, we're going to get on right into it. Obviously, you guys know just from watching content on this channel, I'm a really big fan of Turles. Now, unfortunately, back in set 12 or set 13 when Turles came out, it kind of, was gone with the wind, so to speak. There was a lot of hype around it in the beginning. I think Marcel Russell, shout out to him, he did well with the tournament, in a tournament where it was first released, and then it just kind of whimpered itself away. And people have experimented with maidens and stuff like that. I piloted Turles for a while at my locals, but it just felt like I moved on from the deck a little too quickly. Shout out to Jesus, one of our local players. He actually still does play the deck, quite often. But the reason I'm bringing up Turles is because some of the yellow cards for the new set have been revealed, and Turles is going to be one of those leaders that we're getting specifically. So, if we're looking at the leader, let's pull him up right here real quick. We have Turles. I much prefer this artwork. I think the white cape is a very nice, badass look for Turles. He just kind of looks like more of a bad guy, I think. So I'm definitely digging the art. Yellow, obviously, is a really good color right now. There's a lot of support cards in yellow, with Power vs Super Saiyan, got really good counterplays, stuff like that. So I think Turles might have a pretty good spot, when it comes out. So it's a 10K leader on the front, permanent. If a Turles Crusher Core card in your battle area would be placed in its owner's drop area by one of your skills, it's sent to the warp instead. So same permanent as the original Turles leader. This is obviously going to avoid things like Successor. Not that we need to worry about Belmont anymore, but it would, get rid of things like Belmont, especially with the original Turles deck being able to combo your Crusher Cores into play and just being able to get to 12 really quickly. You're not going to be able to play Successor or sell Xeno or anything like that. So auto, when this card is placed in your leader area, play up to one Tree of Might Divine Roots from your deck with 2 markers on it. So very interesting that we're getting a Tree of Might Unison. Kind of similar to the original leader with the Tree of Might Field card, but now we're actually getting a Unison. Being that you kind of slap the Unison down on the board when you put this leader in your area means that you're not going to have to play too many copies of it, but it being a Unison and your opponent being able to interact with it, I would probably see a world where you're probably going to play at least 2 copies of the Unison just in case your first one dies and you need to replay it out. You don't want to get caught with your pants down, so to speak. You want to be able to have it to forward your strategy, and we'll get into the Unison in just a bit here. Auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Very simple. And then Awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, or you have 3 or more life face up, you can draw 2 cards and flip this card over. So it's a draw 2 leader with 4 or less life or 3 cards face up in life. So kind of similar to King Piccolo from set 13 at this point? Yeah, set 13. It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of interacts. Obviously, decks that flip, like, if you're going to play a Turles versus Turles, green versus yellow, inherently you're probably going to do bad if you're green because you're flipping their life up for them, so they'll be able to awaken really fast. The upside is that he doesn't have any skills here or anything like that says he has to start at 6 life like King Piccolo, so you're starting with 8 and you awaken when you have 3 face up. So we're going to see if we can forward that, that mechanic to our advantage. So once you awaken your Turles Accursed Power, 15k attacker. Let's see. Still the same permanent. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card. So the auto is not once per turn, which is nice. So if there's a way to restand your leader, that's probably really good. Every time you swing, you're going to draw a card. Activate battle once per turn. Spirit boost 1 yellow. Spirit boost 1 and then 1 yellow. So you spirit boost 1 marker off your unison and pay a yellow energy. Choose 1. If you have 2 or more face-up cards in your life, this card gets plus 10,000 power for the battle. You may choose 1 fruit of the Tree of Might in your hand, discard it. If you do, you can activate its activate battle skill without paying its skill cost. So it's allowing you to use the green fruit of the Tree of Might without having to pay green energy for it, which is nice. It basically makes it a generic extra card for the deck. You do have to lose a marker and pay 1 for yellow for Spirit Boost in order to do that, which if technically speaking is more of a cost than you originally play for 1 green. But being able to use a card like Fruit of the Tree of Might for 1 energy and 1 marker off your unison, giving your leader 20k and double strike, that's pretty disgusting. Also, it doesn't have to necessarily be the leader skill because it's an activate battle. So it could be if one of your Turles battle cards are in battle, you can go ahead and activate that skill and go ahead and give him the 20k double strike off of the fruit if you really need to. So it's really interesting. I like the fact that you can just give him a 10k boost, make him a 25k attacker. If you want to throw a Champa on him, he'll be a 35 double. But if you want to throw a tree at him, a fruit at him rather, he's still going to be 35. So there's really no trade-off there. It's the same math, right? It's 35, 25. Actually, no, never mind. The fruit gives you more attack power. My mistake. Anyway, interesting to see that they're trying to incorporate the original cards, probably just so they don't have to waste slots in the new set to make archetype-specific stuff for Turles. They could just kind of remove the energy, the green energy off of it, technically, so to speak. So it's really interesting to see. And then let's look at the unison that we have here. We have Tree of Might Divine Roots. So it's a 1 specified yellow unison with 16k power. Permanent, this card can't attack. I'm sure we all knew that was coming. Auto, if your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core card, when your leader card attacks, you may choose 1 Turles Crusher Core card in your hand, add it to your life face up. If you do, use 1 face up Turles Crusher Core card from your life in a combo. Extremely similar to how Demon King Piccolo operated. Basically, you replace your face up life with cards from your hand, and then you could use those lives to combo, and then most of the time in Demon King Piccolo they would come into play. So it's kind of that same strategy where you're comboing from your life and getting your advantages that way. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how that plays out. Demon King Piccolo was really good for a long time. It just kind of isn't really played right now because Drum is at 1 essentially. It's almost not even worth it to play the deck, but the amount of free playability for that deck is really crazy. So let's look at the auto here. +1 marker. If your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core card, at the start of your opponent's turn, +1, flip up to 1 card in your life face up. I see. So you are flipping your own life face up. So you're going to be able to awaken on turn 3 essentially, which is good. That's probably the latest you'll awaken is turn 3, unless there are other cards in the deck that's going to turbo your face up stuff, which is really good. You could awaken early. Turn 3 awaken is really nice, and it's a draw 2 leader when you awaken, so you'll be getting hand advantage in yellow, which outside of Kid Icarus, there's not a lot of yellow decks that draw a lot of cards, so getting draw power in yellow is really nice. And then -2, activate main. You can add up to 1 extra card with an energy cost of 1 and Tree of Might in its card name from your deck to your hand, then shuffle. Okay, so it kind of facilitates the fruit out of the deck for you so you can have your double strike. I don't like the idea of taking away 2 markers from this unison to do that. Once you're awakened, essentially your unison no longer matters, so it's okay if you're going to do it that way to search for your double strikes. but you want to make sure that you're able to flip to your backside before you get rid of your unison. So if I were building this deck, I'd probably play a maximum of 2 copies. One that I'm going to start the game out with, and then just in case for some reason my tree gets taken down before I'm able to awaken, I want to be able to have that option to go into it to be able to get to my backside. Worst case scenario, you charge it as yellow energy. It's not that big of a deal. The other thing this deck also tells me is that you're going to have your yellow counterplays live turn 1, which is insane. You're going to have Prideful Transformation open turn 1, so anything that your opponent tries to do, you're going to be able to just go ahead and rest it with Prideful Transformation, and then you can go ahead and play your Poutine. You can go ahead and fit stuff like Bergamo and Unite Assemble and Basil. You can just see where the ideals are going to start spiraling off. Play a majority of the good yellow stuff with some combination of the archetype depending on how essential it is to the main strategy of the deck. We also got a reveal of the SR for the deck. It's a 5-cost, 2 specified yellow Turles all too easy. He's a 20k double strike, 0-cost 5k combo. Double strike, like I said, auto. When this card is played, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it, and then choose one. Draw a card. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So you essentially on play pop one and then draw a card or pop another. So spot removal for yellow is really nice. Activate main for 2 yellow. If your leader card is a mono yellow Saiyan. Oh, if your leader card is a mono yellow Saiyan card and you have 3 or more energy, play this card from hand. So Kid Icarus, Turles, Future Gohan, mono yellow, yeah, Go Tanks from set 10. Mono yellow Saiyan leaders are going to get a nice little boost with this guy. Spot removal in yellow has always been super nice. It sucks that you can't use him with Whis, because I feel like this card with Whis would be so good, especially with Vados resting your opponent's battle cards by adding a marker to herself. But they kind of future-proof that because this would kind of be a little too strong in Whis, I would think. But obviously Whis is, not the most popular deck. It's a very good deck, but it's not the most popular deck. But giving mono yellow Saiyan leaders a nice boosted spot removal card is incredible. So I definitely see, if not just archetypes, specificness, this card is definitely going to see a lot of play in the meta if you're playing a yellow Saiyan leader. And then we did have one more card revealed that I want to go over. It's a 1-drop Turles Power of the Tree. He's a battle card, 0-cost 5k combo. Auto, if your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core card, when this card is played from your hand, you may choose one Turles Crusher Core card in your hand, add it to your life face up. If you do, add 1 card from your life to your hand. So again, that manipulation of putting face up cards in your life and taking face down cards from your life, so you can reduce the amount of randomness and you can have multiple cards face up. So if you go turn 1, you're going to start off with your unison, you're going to charge, you're going to uptick your unison to flip a life face up, and then you're going to go ahead and tap 1 to play this guy, put another life face up. That way you'll have 2 face up lives on your opponent's turn, and if for some reason you're able to get another one, you'll be able to awaken super early. So this is probably one of the more essential cards for the archetype. Auto, limit 1, spirit boost 1. If your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core, when this card attacks, it gets plus 1000 power for the battle. Then use up to 1 face-up Turles Crusher Core card from your life in a combo. That skill's okay. I mean, spirit boosting 1 marker to make him a 5k and then comboing with a Crusher Core, obviously you're going to have free 5k combos, so it's going to be a 10k swing. But if you're able to combo with a 10k combo without paying its combo cost, it'll essentially be a 15k combo card, which is not that bad. But -1 off of a marker on a unison that early might not be the greatest thing, so we'll just have to see how it plays out. But I could definitely see this guy being essential to the strategy in being able to flip your life face up. There was a yellow Crusher Core card revealed also. It was Almond, but I'm not going to go over him quite yet. I'm going to wait for the rest of the archetype to be revealed, and then we can just kind of go over the Crusher Core cards in a separate video. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I know in the trailer for set 14 now? or set 15. I always forget what set it is, but I always the number anyway. I know in the trailer they did reveal that we're also getting a yellow Kid Gohan leader that awakens into an ape. So I'm definitely going to be interested to see what those cards do. There were some extra cards also revealed for the archetype, but I'm not essentially sold on those quite yet. So I just kind of wanted to go over the meat and the potatoes for the archetype that was revealed, because I'm definitely interested in having some more Turles cards, as well as seeing how much they're going to flesh out this archetype in the upcoming reveals this week. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything No Counters, No Combos. We really do appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Be there or be squared.